What's going on, guys? FaZe Bloo here, and today you're watching an experimental kind of video. Now, I don't know what this is going to end up being, but the raw concept of it is just me in the car talking about things that matter or don't matter, depending on which way you see it. I don't really know which way to angle the camera. This is the best way to get my face in it, but it's also like diagonal now. Maybe like that. I don't want to hold the camera because then I'm going to kill myself and everybody on the road. So I have this little mount right here that works splendidly. So, as you can see by the title of the video, this is Casual Car Conversations number 1. And the reason I wanted to start up this series is because I'm going to be having a lot of long drives soon, because I'm living temporarily at a place that's like half an hour from where I actually have to be every morning. So that's going to be splendid. And basically, I was thinking about it today in class because, you know, education is a joke. What could I do in these videos? I could talk about what's on my mind at that very instant, so I can get out what's on my mind at that very moment. And it'll be a raw conversation, and then you guys can talk to me in the comments below and maybe give me things to talk about in the future. Because that's just how that works. Right now, I'm on my way to Chipotle, as you do on a typical Monday afternoon in the city of Richmond. But what I want to talk about today is just something that, you know, I heard of in my government class today. Now, basically, I feel like most of these are just going to be my reactions to what I found in the school. And it's kind of cool to see that every single time that I can't think of any content, something happens in my life, and I'm like, wow, I should talk about that. That is good to hear, because that way I will continue to be able to make videos for all you beautiful people out there, as long as I'm just doing stuff in my life and learning about the world around me. That's exciting. I hope you're excited as well. But what I learned about today in government is what a spin doctor is. Now, I already knew what this was. I just didn't really think about it and, you know, ponder about what they really do. Now, if you don't know what a spin doctor is, then you are like most people, I assume. A spin doctor is someone whose job is to be hired by a person who is a public figure, who has been wronged by the media, has done something wrong, and gotten a negative image in the media, or just needs to have a different image of themselves portrayed in the media. And what the spin doctor does is think of a plan to help them, you know, spin them in a positive way. That's why they're called spin doctors, because they're like, you know, doctors. Like, they're not actual doctors, I hope. And they just spin that person into a different image. So what we did in class today was we had a situation, and you had to try to think of the ways to give them a more positive image. This car is trying to cause shenanigans right here, boy. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. My shot's not the only thing that's fast, boys. My freaking Audi goes miles an hour. But yes, and I put the team on my back. I put my little group on my back. I finished in like 5 minutes because you know me. You know me. I put the team on my back. But it made me think, like, a spin doctor could be anybody, really. Like, it's my calling almost, but at the same time I don't want it to be my calling, because I feel like it's the most simple job in the world right now. Because it's literally you thinking of ways to get out of a bad time. Like, really, like, the examples we were given were really weird, and my teacher gave us ours and was like, oh, that one's my favorite. And you could see all the other situations, and there were some on there like racism. There was one on there about a slander campaign, and then there was another about witchcraft. And that wasn't even ours. Like, that's the most interesting thing I've ever heard. It was about a candidate for a political campaign who said she dabbled in witchcraft. Like, that's crazy. If I were that person's spin doctor, I would just say that they watched Harry Potter that day, and that's why they had witchcraft on the brain. Because if you watch Harry Potter and don't consider going into witchcraft, I feel like you have failed as a person, because you don't appreciate the art that is Hogwarts and Harry Potter. But as we get back on topic, you know, mine was just to figure out how this man who wrote something 20 years ago could be seen in a positive light, even though the thing he wrote 20 years ago was bad. He was just saying that women shouldn't be given, like, equal rights, basically. And I was just kind of like, well, that was 20 years ago. That's all you have to say, really. Because there's a certain point where if you read something 20 years ago, it's not going to be accurate in 20 years. And I saw people criticizing some other people in the media, like Hillary Clinton. Before, she didn't support gay rights. Now she supports gay rights. And people were calling her out, being like, that doesn't add up. But I mean, people can change. I mean, if people are changing just to fit in with the social norms, that is not only a sign of a bad society, because people feel the need to just fit in, and B, you're just a pleb. Like, you're just following the societal norms. Like, you just, be your own person, But in the sense of a politician, it makes sense to just do whatever you want to do for votes. That's the way the world works. But I mean, the reason I found the whole spin doctor concept interesting is because they made a job out of literally just having someone there to be like, yo, you should probably do something to fix that. Like, there's many different times in life where a spin doctor would be helpful. Like, imagine if you cheated on your girl. All right, let's just assume you have a girl, because I couldn't get a girl to cheat on in the first place. You might be, better if you had a guy there being like, look, bro, I can spin this in a positive way. You could be like, yo, I was only with that girl to improve my technique to give you a better time. And then she'd be like, wow, I just realized how much you love me and how much heart and effort you put into thinking about that. Let's get married and have 22 kids. And now you just went from almost losing your relationship to having 22 kids thanks to the help of the spin doctor. And you know what? That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I have arrived at Chipotle, boys and girls. I think this is going to be the end of Car Conversations number 1. I don't know if it was good or not. I don't know if it was bad or not. I've just been double uploading lately because it's kind of fun. I've been on the grind. If you enjoyed, be sure to smash that like button. Tell me if you want more of these.